All right, sorry about that. My last video got cut off, but I went ahead and jacked the vehicle up so you can see. There's your oil filter housing adapter. 1, 2, it's a total of 4 bolts up there, but we'll be removing that to replace that gasket. The reason is, as you can see, it's creating a mess down, and I actually just replaced that oil pan gasket. That was during my job, my timing job, and I'm still getting some rundown, and I'm seeing some fluid on my driveway, and so this is another common area for things to leak. So this video will be kind of a DIY, so you can do it yourself. One thing you are going to need for sure is some more coolant. Some people recommend doing an oil change. I just did an oil change on it, so I don't suspect that there's going to be much oil that comes out of that housing. And I'm not going to remove it. It's too far off of there. But I have 4 gallons. My other 2 are inside. And then the whole system holds 4 gallons. I don't know how much just the radiator holds, so I went ahead and bought enough. I'm also going to clean out this reservoir. I'm not sure if that gunk in there is a good indication of what's going on, if this is some kind of oil residue, but either way, it shouldn't be in the coolant reservoir overflow bottle. So we're going to get that addressed too. So stay tuned. Okay, just get a closer look at what's going on here. All right, so that's what we're dealing with, is the wetness in this area coming from this housing here. So step 1, after you jack the vehicle up and secure it, I removed my radiator cap. That was really step 1. This is going to be step 2. Unplug your oil pressure sensor. I mean, you could replace it while you're already here. But see, you can see my brand new oil that I just put in coming down this from this area here. So this is where we are. All right, so I'm looking for, you'll want to drain the radiator. So you can either do it from up here, the lower radiator hose, or you can find the drain cock on the radiator, which would be, let me see. Let's see, I gotta try to find it. Gotta try to find that drain cock. I don't see it here, but I might just take it off here. I got my drain pan ready. Be right back. All right, so I just have my channel locks on the lower radiator hose clamp, so I'm working on getting that off so I can pull the hose off of the oil filter housing adapter. And actually, the reason why we're doing this is because this lower radiator hose and the oil system share the exact same housing, and the fluids are separated. They're separated by, this side is for the oil, the big side's for the coolant. So that gasket, you know, if it fails, you're going to end up having oil mixed in with your coolant. And I think that's probably what's going on in my reservoir up top. So I'll be right back. All right, next what you want to do is have your catch pan. For me, it's going to be a aluminum tray, because that's what I have that's big enough. Plus I have a series of other drain pans there. But I got this off. Let's see if it's ready to come off. Yeah, see, it's coming off pretty loose. So it's going to be, you know, this is going to make a mess. So try your best to reduce and eliminate the mess when you can. Oh, already missing my pan. You can see my coolant's like brown. Let me see. Pan's still underneath here. Oh! Well, don't recommend doing that. But it came out. I have a mess to clean up. Splash City, man. Messed up my darn North Texas hat. But good to see that there's coolant in there. I was worried about it being something else. All right. Now that that's loose, I'll be right back once I make some space and get back underneath the car. All right, next we're gonna proceed. Let me rotate the camera. But you are gonna need a size 13. And that'll be for, you got one bolt there, one under that hose. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see. There you go. Hold on. That's one right there, one up there. There's a fourth one up there too. So you got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Size 13, that'll get it out. Be right back. So I just want to show you, this job is not really hard. It's just messy as hell. So I finally got it out. Like I said, it's 4 13mm bolts. That's the oil filter housing right there. So I got it loose, and that's the gasket we're going for right behind there. So let me go ahead and try to wiggle that out. Kind of in a bad position. Very limited space here, but we're gonna make our way. Trying to keep this filter housing up, just because I do have, you know, fresh oil in there. Let's see if I can get this gasket off. I might be able to actually lift this up. Let's see if I can lift this up and out and not tilt it over. There we go. At least got it pulled out the front. I don't know if you guys can see that here. There we go. I'm coming down with it right now. So, coming down with it. So I'm gonna get that cleaned up. Make sure I keep that up just because my oil filter does have fresh oil in it. I'm gonna get that whole thing cleaned up. Whole thing cleaned up. And I mean, you can see, you know, that this gasket is super flat. Let me see. Well, once I get it down, I'll show it to you. My arm is kind of, I feel like I got tiny arms over here. Let's see. There we go. Let's see if I can get it. There it is. So let's see how that. Okay, one of my little metal washers right there is stuck on the block. You can see it right there. So just be careful. That might happen to you too. You want to make sure to scrape and get all that old gasket material on. Not really scrape, but you know, you get the idea. But yeah, this gasket's supposed to be raised. So I'm going to show you a comparison to the new one here in a second. All right, so what I see, the biggest difference, especially with my the oil leak that I had, is these gaskets are supposed to be raised, as you can see. That is what creates your seal. So it's raised on both sides. If you look at the old one here, it's completely flattened out on the oil, where the oil passes through, but it's still kind of raised where the coolant passes through, flattened out in some areas. So this is why I was getting the oil leak on the back side of that adapter housing. Oh, look at that. Damaged as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if all this gunk that I have in the coolant reservoir is related to this. So that's why I'm doing this. Also going to do a bit of a coolant flush, clean that reservoir out, and then we'll go from there. So I recommend getting you some, you know, double gauge or double aught or triple aught or even single aught steel wool. Just something that's very fine that you can scrub the block with. That's not gonna mar it. As you can see, mine's all cleaned up. So now I just need to clean up my oil filter housing and I'll be ready to install. Just doing a quick video showing you that's about as clean as I was able to get this thing without really going to town. But got it cleaned up, looks pretty good. Go ahead and throw that thing back up there. All right, the next step and the last step, other than putting that hose back on, is you're just gonna torque all 4 bolts down to 18 foot-pounds per the manual. Mine's set at 20 just because I have a Harbor Freight torque wrench. So there's probably some variance in there, but that's it. Thanks for watching. Make sure you clean up your oil pressure sensor connector, any other things you want to degrease while you're down here, and refill the system, and that'll be it. Thanks for watching.